The true extent of Biden's classified document woes isn't fully understood yet, but voters have seen enough to weigh the differences between Trump and Biden's respective cases. Both President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump are being investigated for their handling of classified documents. Based on what you know, are they both guilty of crimes? Neither of them guilty of crimes? Only Trump guilty or only Biden guilty? 10% say not sure, and another 9% say neither is guilty. But what we have remaining is then a complete three-way split. 27% say both are guilty, 28% say only Trump is guilty, and 27% say only Biden is guilty. Now that's pretty surprising if you're following the details of each case. But keep in mind that Trump had the negative optics of an FBI raid, even if a majority of voters think that the raid was politically motivated. He also had some mainstream news channels implicating him in other criminal behavior for pretty much nonstop 6 years. The Biden-only and Trump-only responses are pretty close in gender and age, but while white voters give Biden-only a 3-point lead, Hispanic and other race voters give Trump a 7-point lead, and black voters give Trump a 17-point lead. Here's party. It's about as you'd expect, but 2 points more Republicans cross over to condemn Trump, and Biden-only has a 2-point edge among independents. This is basically the most politically split response I've seen in months. With the inherent advantage Trump has with voters since 2020, why are we seeing such an even response here? Well, looking at the results by Biden approval numbers will be pretty informative. Among those who strongly approve of Biden, 71% say Trump only has committed a crime. And basically none of these people think only Biden did or neither did. Among those who strongly disapprove of Biden, only 54% think Biden only committed a crime. The reason it's lower is because 10 points more of them say neither committed a crime, and 8 points more think both of them likely committed a crime. Those who somewhat approve and somewhat disapprove are more likely to think both committed a crime, but somewhat approves, just like strongly approves, are unwilling to say Biden is alone in his criminality, whereas somewhat disapproves are either more objective or more indifferent here. The key takeaway for me is that Biden's supporters very much trust Biden's innocent and are still very inflamed about Trump. How likely is it that Congress will impeach Biden over his handling of classified documents? Voters are pretty much saying they will not here. 29% say it's likely and 64% say it's not likely. Only 12% say it's very likely. But here's party. There are actually slightly more Democrats than Republicans who think Congress is going to impeach Biden. Only 29% of Republicans say it's likely, and only 12% say very likely. 64% of Republicans say it isn't likely. Now, I'm old enough to remember when a certain president was impeached for a simple phone call with the now star-studded president of Ukraine, a phone call some have described as perfect. But here we are with a large, unprotected, and undeclassified pile of documents. And why are voters saying there won't be an impeachment? Well, it's probably a mix of things, like a lack of faith in the fighting spirit of congressional Republicans, or perhaps a belief that congressional Republicans will be more principled in their pursuit of impeachment. We know from the first question that it certainly isn't a lack of belief that Biden didn't commit a crime. A combined 54% of voters say Biden is guilty of a crime. Perhaps voters just don't think mishandling classified information is worth impeachment. They've certainly seen a lack of accountability for these sorts of things in the past. So only 29% of voters may think Congress is likely to impeach. But let's look at a few of our other polls. Half of voters think Biden has committed an impeachable offense since being in office, and an even bigger majority support his impeachment. Those results have been tested multiple times and are currently at the highest levels they've ever been. So the biggest takeaway here is that voters predict that Congress won't be carrying out the will of the people. If you like seeing our commentary, subscribe on YouTube, follow us on Twitter, and sign up for free daily email updates of all of our breaking polls. The link will be in the YouTube description. Thanks for watching.